Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn the Traveling Trainer with GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, about to welcome back Ms. Alana Sanders of Get Pulsed. Now, before Alana comes on to today's show, I'd like to ask everyone out there, if you please be so kind as to like our video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. You may be wondering, where the hell is Taryn the Traveling Trainer? I'm actually at Georgia State University, and I'm in one of the only spots that I can find a strong Wi-Fi connection, because I'd like to have Alana Sanders here to interview, because she came out to Georgia State University last week and guest spoke at a couple of fitness program management classes. It was the first time that she and I got to meet face-to-face in person, and she's just a wonderful fitness professional, an awesome colleague. I've loved knowing her for the last couple of years now, and was very fortunate and lucky to have met her in person, have her come out to Georgia State and guest speak. So we're going to bring what she shared with all the other students with you, because she is a fellow professor and she is a fitness guru. She's an author. She's a national presenter. Hey, I can go on and on, but this would take forever. So I'll just stop it right there. And just please stay tuned. When you come back, you're in for a treat. You get to check out Ms. Alana Sanders of Get Pulsed when we return. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. And as you can see, as I promised, side by side, we're welcoming back Ms. Alana Sanders to GoTarryn TV. Alana, how are you doing out there today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Very good, thank you. Doing great. And again, Alana Sanders of Get Pulsed came out to guest speak at Georgia State last week. That was a lot of fun, and I got to meet you for the very first time. And Alana, that was a wonderful, awesome presentation.
Thank you. It was amazing. I really love interacting with the students. That's something I love doing, teaching. It was great also meeting you, because a lot of times we meet so many people via social networks, but you never get a chance to put the face with the name. So that was awesome.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was really, really neat for the first time being able to meet in person. And the students, as I mentioned, they loved you a lot. And I learned a lot from your presentation, too. So, that's what I was going to kind of talk about today with you. And for the benefit of everybody who's watching right now, they get to kind of follow along in a way and learn. Yeah. So, the PowerPoint that you had, it covered, how to be successful in the fitness industry. And you talked about the social marketing, social media, and how to use that to your advantage. So, to kind of take us through that lecture, can you kind of maybe tell us, for the folks who are watching and learning about the fitness industry, what's the best takeaways of the lessons that you gave to the students that best helps them, do you say?
I would think one of the best takeaways I've given to them, and I think a lot of them have that entrepreneurial mindset, is basically having your own. Because during this day and age in the fitness industry or any industry, working for a company, you never know what can happen to that company. But when you have your own and you have your own contract and you're doing different things, you can manage that.
Yeah.
You can decide on your hours. You can decide on when you're going to come and go. You can set your own prices versus that facility is telling you how much you're going to make. You negotiate your price based on what you think is your value, based on how much you pay for your education, your certifications, and all those things. You're doing it based on your value and your worth versus somebody else telling you what you're worth. And you have a negotiation tool. It was great to also hear the different backgrounds: physical therapists, operational therapists, those who want to open up gyms, and those different type of things. So it was great to see all of that. So I got a kind of gist of where everybody can go. But basically, everyone in your classroom has the opportunity to be able to be their own boss in this industry. And that's something you definitely want in this fitness industry, whether it's physical therapy, because if you're a physical therapist, there's going to be times when you can't use your hands. As I told them in the classroom, that now therapists are being placed by machines. There's an actual drill machine that does all the massaging. They don't need people, and they're charging less versus a physical therapist. A sports therapist can charge 80 to 100 to $200 a session. Now these companies that have these machines are charging $30 a month. So who are the consumer going to go to? They can go to the person that's $30 a month in a machine that can do the exact same thing with their hands. So it's just that you have to do your own thing and think about it. Somebody came up in a room and came up with that concept. who was like, we need to find a way for physical therapists to not be able to use their hands all the time and keep their muscle movement or getting carpal tunnel. Let me come up with this machine. They actually built a way for them to make money in the industry. So you have to think outside the box to see how you're going to have longevity, because you can't jump around long, can't walk around long, or if you're a sports therapist, sometimes going to be some times you can't travel with NFL player all the time or travel with a team because you may have a family. What can you do to actually keep that money coming in and versus having it stop when your life changes?
Yeah, that was a great example, Elena. Like that reminded me of for massage therapists when the self-automated massage chairs came out. And you see them sometimes like in the malls
Yes.
or yeah, and or even let's take it a step further, like grocery stores when they came out with self-checkout lanes where you have replaced 4 cashiers with one person who has like overseeing 4 different machines, like that are robotically, scanning
Yes.
groceries. So that is the world we're living in. Everything is evolving, and change is good, certainly. Like you said, you pointed out, we need to figure out how to best use that change in our advantage. So it's a win-win. I think that was a great example. That was a huge takeaway for me, Elena. And another thing that I liked about your presentation was that you are your own brand. That was, for example, I got to meet you. I saw you wearing the outfit of Get Pulsed, and everything you had on, everybody who'd see you knows that is you. You've got it on right there. Yes, I see it. So can you
Right.
maybe, yeah,
It's on
please,
my laptop when I open my laptop. Yeah.
yeah, everything is Get Pulsed, and they know when they see Elena Sanders, they know it's you. So can you please elaborate a little bit, Elena, and tell folks about being their own brand rather than promoting for, say, Nike, for example?
Right. If that's where you're trying to go, if you're trying to promote yourself and have your own brand, especially in this fitness industry that's physical, people
Hmm.
see, they look, and this fitness is physical. It's more of the outer appearance, even though we're trying to work on the inner part, but it's a lot physical. So if you are trying to build your brand, you should not be wearing somebody else unless they're sponsoring you.
Uh-huh.
Kaepernick and all of them have Nike's paying them millions of dollars just to wear their brand. Nike is not paying you millions of dollars to wear their brand. So you wear your own brand because you want people to recognize you as you walk through the door. You are a walking billboard. When you actually walk in a building, you want people to ask you, what is Get Pulse? So what is your brand? That's a talking point. That could be an elevator speech if somebody sees you in the elevator, what it's about. And you never know if somebody's looking for the next physical therapist, next trainer, operational therapist, looking for somebody to manage their gym. Just because you had your brand on, you were able to talk about your experience, what it's about. You able to actually maybe have a potential client just because you're wearing. Always walk around with your brand. As I stated to the students, I said I love Nike, I love Adidas, I love Reebok. Reebok more so because the Reebok, I do a lot of dance fitness and they have the dance fitness shoes. So if I'm going to wear a Reebok shirt, I bought it. If I'm not doing it for resale, I'm going to put my brand either on the front or on the back because I'm supporting Reebok every time I'm standing in front of hundreds of people that are taking my sessions. They see Reebok, 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 but they need to also see Get Pulse as well to see, oh, okay, that's her brand. Because what happens is a logo is put in people's minds. And so every time they see that logo, there's a memorization or something on the, I don't know which brain, I'm not the psychologist, the left or right brain, that makes you remember, I saw that logo somewhere.
Hmm.
Like when you see the McDonald's arches, you know that's McDonald's. When you see the Target, you know that's Target. You know Walmart sign because it's their name. So every time you see a brand, it recognizes and it also promotes yourself. So you want people to become aware of your brand and become familiar with it. So when they see it, oh, I know that's Skip Pulse. That's a dance fitness or fitness format or whatever. You want them to memorize you or have a thought pattern of your brand and who you are.
Yeah, very well said, Elena. Like right now, for example, I'm at Georgia State. I typically only wear like this if I'm teaching, but for example, you and I must be cut from the same cloth because in my car, when I change out of here, this is my brand, the GoTarryn with the stoplight signal, and then on the back, everybody knows when they
Yeah.
see me, they see the traveling trainer. I wear that wherever I'm going, so I know exactly what you mean. I definitely think that's good advice. So when you were saying that, it was pretty much speaking to what I do as well as an entrepreneur. But it is that entrepreneurial
Right.
mindset. Um, and another thing you spoke of too, Elena, was the power of social media, of using things like hashtags and brand
Mm-hmm.
awareness of our own kind of social media. We're in a new age right now of the power of social media and
Right.
smartphones. Can you kind of, I guess, go off that and Instagram and tell everyone out there what you think in terms of social media brand awareness, please?
Most definitely. We like as you stated earlier, Taryn, we are in the social media day and age. Millennials, centennials now, they are
Yeah.
all utilizing social media. And if you're going to reach that market, you need to have some type of social media page, whether it's everybody should have a Facebook page. That's been the oldest so far since
Yep.
MySpace, and nobody used MySpace. So it's Facebook. So everybody should have a Facebook page, at least a business page, because
Yes.
that's recognizable on the internet. And when you Google it, it's going to come up. And a lot of clients, the first thing they ask for, they don't ask for your website anymore. They ask, what
Hmm.
is your Facebook page? If it's a millennial, the first thing they're going to ask, what is your IG handle?
Oh
They're going
yeah.
to ask those questions. They don't want a telephone number. They hit you up in the inbox. They don't do all of that. So it's you have to be recognizable on social media. You have people have become overnight millionaires just by the content they posted on social media. Now Instagram has Instagram TV where you can post 10-minute sessions. It could be whatever you want. 10-minute video sessions. It could be a workout or whatever. And you can have clients on social media. I have colleagues, I've done it myself, who have clients that they don't even see every day, but they see them through Skype or see them through Facebook Live, a personal, or in the group chat. Because now in the Messenger, you can actually do a live group chat where it's live on a video like you and I are conversing right now.
Hmm.
And I can do a full workout with that person. Or I can do consultation with them. I can give them a meal plan, all just by sitting in my house like I'm doing right now, conversing with you.
Oh
And
yeah.
I have not gone anywhere, and I've made money just being in my house through social media. It's cost effective. I don't have any overhead. I don't have to be in a building. I'm making money through all of these medias, which is free. I don't have to pay for advertisement on the television station where I'm paying thousands of dollars for a commercial. I can go on Facebook or Instagram, pay $5 or $10 or $20 if I want to up it up or boost it a little bit more. And I can have my ad hit thousands of people based on my target market just by having social media. And from that, you're going to have people who never, ever knew you. And just by utilizing the right hashtag, if I'm doing fitness or hashtag workout video or fitness in Atlanta or Atlanta fitness, hashtag Atlanta fitness or video of the day or workout video of the day, those are very popular. And so people actually follow hashtags. Now you can follow hashtags on Instagram. And so that's going to show up in their feed. So what's going to happen? When you post under those hashtags, all of your information is going to show and they're going to start becoming followers. So those
Hmm.
new followers can be converted into clients. So it's so important that you have a presence, be consistent on all of these networks, and let people know exactly what you are doing because that can be a potential client. Because if they like what you're doing, eventually they're going to click on that link to go to your website because social media also is a converter to the website. They're going to go to that link to get to your website and start buying your merchandise. And that's the whole thing. Now on Instagram, if you are a retailer, you can sell directly through Instagram. If you have your actual page set up as a retailer, you can sell directly through Instagram. So all of that you could be making money just through social media, just having a cash app and say, hey, dollar sign me at Get Pulse. That's how you can pay me. You don't have to worry about me taking your card. Everything is electronic, money going directly into your bank.
It's amazing. That is amazing. That's unbelievable, like the era that we're in right now with technology, the way that works, Elena. And another
Yeah.
thing too, Elena, that I found, it not only is everything competitive, we know how there's competitors out there trying to get a piece of that market, and that's why we have to stand out. But you had also mentioned about, education is very important, obviously, and you're a fellow professor, and you lecture and you instruct, and you had mentioned the fact of having a bachelor's degree is not as powerful as it once was or used to be. Can you kind of expound upon that too, Elena, and tell the folks out there listening?
Yes, what I mentioned to them was having a bachelor's degree is now like having a high school diploma. And why? Because of how education is set up now. Because of online education, now many people can afford to go, or many people now have the time. to go to school,
Mm-hmm.
because versus going to a classroom for a certain amount of hours, they can pace themselves to get their degrees. So now you have so many people with a bachelor's degree that it has become competitive. There were times when jobs just asked for, and even in the teaching industry, there were so times when jobs just asked for a master's degree. Now that everybody has a master's, now they want preferably PhD. There
Hmm.
were times when you can teach in higher education with just your master's. And now they're moving towards the PhD because everybody now has a master's because they can get it online now. I got mine in the classroom because we didn't have that online when I got mine, all of my degrees during that time. But now you can get your master's, you can even get a PhD online through accredited universities. You don't even have to leave your home, or you can take while you're at work or doing your work, submitted it through the internet, through this portal or Blackboard, whatever the school may have, whatever proprietary software they're using, and you can have your degree. A lot of colleges, a lot of well-known colleges, I'm pretty sure Georgia State now has an online department. A lot of colleges are going towards that, where they're offering degrees online because they have to be more competitive with these schools like University of Phoenix and Strayer, which are all have the same accreditation as Georgia State, as Georgia Tech, as the Harvard. They all have the same exact accreditation, and their degrees are reputable, but they are getting more students because these students are in the workforce and they have to have these degrees, so they're going online to get these degrees. So it's so many people that have bachelor's degrees. So now you have to get higher education or go to grad school so you can be more marketable in the industry.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, being more marketable. And it's funny because right now, this year, one of my goals is actually, I'm doing what you just said. I'm going for an online PhD degree from Grand Canyon University.
Right?
They offer one online,
Awesome.
and yeah, I'm trying to get mine in psychology. And it's just like you said, I want to be a different type of personal trainer from what I'm doing. So, and just personally learn the psychology of exercise science. And I think
Awesome.
that's really good. And another thing, Elena, that you like to do that I would love to get into. I know that you're a national presenter, and actually companies that do these health and fitness expositions and fairs will hire you and contract you out.
Yes.
Can you tell maybe other fitness professionals out there, if that's an avenue they're interested in, a little bit about what you do with those different expos when you come out and do the national guest speaking?
Most definitely. And I'm glad you mentioned that because it kind of fell into my hands, because if you are a fitness professional and you just only know the gym and you know boutique places to go teach fitness, you
Yeah.
have no idea that there's different levels of
Yeah.
fitness. I
Yeah.
found that out with a whim of doing a fitness competition, which was called the SCW Fitness Idol, which I won. And from
Nice.
that, I won the opportunity of being a presenter for that whole entire year, to where I traveled with the SCW in 9 markets. I went for 2 years, Dallas, Florida, California, New York, Chicago, DC area, and I'm missing one, Boston. So, and they also go to Philadelphia. So, and Atlanta. I know how could I miss Atlanta? I'm here. So, but but and then I got hired because I did that for a year and a half. It got made me marketable to be hired by the Super Bowl Fitness Convention of the world, which is IDEA. So last year was my first year actually presenting at IDEA, to where I was paid to be a national presenter. And what a national presenter is that you are basically a teacher, a presenter who teaches fitness professionals the new trends or different things that can happen in their area of fitness. I'm hired to either teach the business social media courses or dance fitness, group fitness, how to choreograph for fitness, how to select the correct music. So I actually teach those techniques to fitness professionals, where they have to go to these conventions or take sessions to maintain their licenses, whether with AFA, NASIM, ACE, or any other out there. They have to have a certain amount of credits a year. So they take sessions similar to mine or other presenters that may be there to obtain those credits. And they are required by either their fitness facility, or if they teach at Georgia State or any other company, they have to maintain their license by doing professional development. So as a national presenter, I present those sessions so they can gain that professional development. I give them new and innovative ideas to bring back to engage their students. I also teach them how to start their own fitness business, how to start it from scratch, also teach them social media marketing because I wrote the first college textbook on social media marketing, and I just wrote the second edition this year. So I actually give them tips and apps of how to maintain their social networks because they're on the go. Because a lot of them teach 3 to 4 classes a day, and
Mm.
so it's really hard for them to maintain that. So I show them apps to schedule their social media. So I actually show them ways to actually do that. And so being a national fitness presenter is not just only in the US. You can become international, where you have Canada, which is Kansas Fit Pro. You have the Asian market, where IDEA now has a Asia China Asia or Idea China. I think it's what it's called. And then there's some in Indonesia. There's many across the world, and I'm on the board of one called the Move Convention, which will be in New Orleans in 2019, August 2019. So it is a opportunity for those who are progressing within the fitness industry. And I want to, and what I mean by progressing and maturing, meaning getting older in the fitness industry, don't want to jump around anymore, who just want to, they still exercise and do all that, but they can't do that 3 and 4 times a day because it's wear and tear on your body.
Hmm.
But they can actually share the knowledge and expertise with those who are still in the industry who's teaching those classes a day to bring something new and engaging to their students and to keep them up to date and relevant in the industry. Like I also mentor people who want to become national presenters. I just actually just finished mentoring an actual fitness brand who's about to present at a convention where she's going to present her new fitness format. And I had to teach her how to present it to the students, how to engage, and also how to get a return on her investment. Because when you go into these conventions as a brand, I go in as Alana Sanders, not as Get Pulse. Because if I go in as a brand, they look at me as a paid brand where I have to pay to present my brand. So I
Hmm.
go in as Elena Sanders. She's going in as a paid brand to present her format. And so I showed her ways to get a return on her investment because if you go in as a vendor or brand, it can cost you between $9,000 to $7,000 just to
Oh,
set up a
wow.
booth or just to have your logo on the bill or just for them to even mention your name because they are marketing to thousands. There's 10,000 people that go to IDEA. So just imagine that database that your brand is going to all those people who's getting to know about your brand. So of course, with them actually getting all that database and it's theirs, they're going to charge you for it. They're not going to have you on their platform for free. So you have to pay for that spacing and pay for that time to be able to present your brand because you're trying to get to those fitness professionals to teach your brand and bring it back to their clubs. So I actually showed her ways that she can get a return on her investment, how to get her brand out there, how to start an online course, meaning she could do online trainings with those who come to her conventions. A lot of times when you have
Mm.
conventions in certain areas, those people are not from that area. I had people from South Africa, China, Mexico, that was from Korea in my sessions, and some who really couldn't even speak English, but they knew my movement and my body language, couldn't speak English. So those individuals cannot come to your training sessions in the United States of America. So the only way you could do that is by having online trainings. So I helped her and reviewed her and helped her create an online training session so she can have instructors across the world.
Wow, that's a wonderful way too, to make extra income, Elena, because I know you get paid very
Yes,
well. They pay you top dollar at doing these. And that brought me to another question too, because you had mentioned to the students about most successful wealthy millionaires, they have different streams of revenue coming in. They don't just have one
yes.
supply of income. So yeah, like, can you kind of go into detail a little bit about, take any successful, wealthy entrepreneur you could think of. Like you said, they have different streams. Is that right?
Yes, they have streams of income. And since we were talking about social media a little earlier,
Mm-hmm.
the highest paid person on Instagram is Kylie Kardashian, the whole Kardashian family, but she's the highest paid, and then Kim comes next. And
Yeah.
why they're the highest paid? Because they have so many followers that
Mm-hmm.
companies go after them to post their stuff on their social networks.
Mm.
And so they can get five to $10,000 just to post somebody's information. Give you an example, good timing. Amazon just reached out to me to become an influencer. They call influencers to
Oh,
become an
wow.
influencer where I now have my own influencer page to where I can do all of their Amazon products. I pick and select which product that I want to show on my page and I promote it on social media and I get paid from those products.
Wow.
Even Amazon is doing it. They're even reaching out to people who have a huge following and checking to see who has that huge following to sell their products because they have so many vendors on their site. So why not get influencers who have direct marketing to their followers to help sell these products, and let's pay them some dollars to help sell these products and make us still the number one company in this business doing this online thing. Because of Amazon, a lot of businesses have shut their doors. Toys R Us, many of them have closed their doors because people are not going into the stores anymore. They're Amazon. I'm an example. I've gotten groceries off Amazon. I've ordered all fitness equipment off Amazon through the app. I don't even go into even with my groceries right now. I go through Kroger, click it, order it, pull up at the door. They put it in my car. I'm gone. So a lot of people, a lot of companies have to find ways. So you have to have those different streams of income. As I mentioned, Amazon having influencers. Amazon has their delivery service. Kroger, we know Kroger is a grocery store. Their second stream of income is that they have their online purchasing sales where you can get your groceries online and then go pick it up. Every company has to have their different stream of income just in case one is low at the moment. Then you have this one that's bringing in money. So you never have a time where you have a dry spell. Even as an entrepreneur, you have to have a different set mindset to where you have multiple streams of income. Because why? As an entrepreneur, you don't have anybody paying your benefits. You are the HR person. You are the one who has to go out and get your own health insurance and everything else. So in order to maintain all of that, as well as your household, your mortgage, your car, note, whatever it may be, you have to have those streams of income of things coming in. Because as a contractor, there's going to be days where companies may pay or deliver the check later. It might get lost in the mail. It might not get come on at the day unless you're doing direct deposit. Something's going to happen. It's not like you're at a job and it's automatically deposited in your account every 2 weeks. You don't have that luxury. So you have to have those different streams of income to be able to offset one that may not be working at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There comes a lot of responsibilities being your own boss and wearing that many hats, Alana.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, that's incredible. But you touched on it so well. And again, like I said, I appreciate you doing that. And we definitely want you to come back out next semester for the next round of
Would
students.
love to.
Yeah, please. If you can come share the knowledge, we're really grateful. And I can't thank you enough. And this half hour's flown by so fast, Alana. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Before we let you go, just a couple more questions. What are the plans for Alana Sanders and for Get Pulse for the rest of 2018? Any short-term goals coming up before this year ends out?
Yeah, the plans for Get Pulse is to get the rest of 2018, we're actually preparing for 2019 because we're almost at the end. We're in October now. So we're preparing for 2019. We're going to be in some conventions. So we're moving on to the next level. The next level is also to become international. I want to move into the international market as well as the international presenter. So this year in 2018, I'm actually submitting my information to be an international presenter in the Asia market. Also Canada market. So I'm trying to move outside to where my name is starting to create a buzz. It's create a buzz also on social media because when you're on social media, you're automatically international. But I want to be physically present in those countries because they don't get the stuff that we have here. We have a luxury of having so many fitness formats to be able to take it when we want it. But in those other countries, they don't have that luxury like we have. So they appreciate it more. It's so amazing that you get more appreciated than in your own country, but they appreciate it more because they don't get that on a daily basis. So they come out in droves to come and see what you're offering so they can bring it back to their students and to their gym. So that's my next move is to become an international presenter.
Very good, Alana. That's amazing. And lastly, what's the best contact information? What should people look up when they're wanting to learn more about Get Pulse and about yourself, too?
Most definitely. They can go to alanasanders.com or getpulse.com. They can also follow me on all social networks where I'm branded. Everything is Get Pulse or Alana Sanders. So you can find me either or you can just go and Google and search Alana Sanders or Get Pulse, and all of that information would definitely come up.
Perfect. All right. Excellent, Alana. Well, again, I appreciate it so much. You are a wealth of knowledge. I always learn so much when I get to hear and talk to you and listen to your
Yes.
valuable information. And I really appreciate everything you had to say. So when we fade to black, everybody watching, we'll have contact info one more time up on the screen. And Alana, enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your weekend, too.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.